On November 13, 2014, a frantic family reported a woman missing by the name of Lise dead. The police quickly canvassed the area as well as checking any nearby cameras. Ferdette was last seen wearing a black winter jacket, dark pants, and black shoes. Police knew in hindsight Ferdette left her job at Walmart on Chemong Street in Peterborough, Canada around 8:30. Family, friends, and strangers started looking for any possible clues. A pool of blood was later discovered and samples was sent to the Center of Forensic Science. It came back that the blood found on the scene was in fact Lisa's blood. Police knew this wasn't a normal disappearance, but a possible homicide. Lisa's ex-boyfriend, Andrew Watson, was a potential suspect at the time because he was reported to have stalked Lisa numerous times, given only a warning and no other punishments. Police went to Andrew's residence, finding bloodstains on the rear of his car, and samples was acquired and also sent to the Center of Forensic Science. The blood came back an exact match to Lisa's. The police was quickly granted a warrant to search Andrew's residence. What they found would be quite startling.
You understand that you're under arrest.
Mm.
Okay. What did the officers tell you that you're under arrest for when they went and arrested you today?
Murder in the first degree and criminal harassment.
Okay, exactly. And that's my understanding too, right? So you know that you're under arrest for murder in the first degree and criminal harassment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking right now about the disappearance and murder of Lise Ferdette.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need you to say anything other than just, it's been explained to you that she's the person who's missing. You're aware of this through the course of this investigation. Okay. And this is the way we look at it from the OPP perspective, okay, Andy? I'll get into it in a little bit more detail in a second here, but you're under arrest for that. They told you that today. They also, when they arrested you, they would have told you your rights. They would have read your rights to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And it's my understanding as well that you also spoke to a lawyer today.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what you and the lawyer talked about. You did speak to a lawyer. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the advice you received from that lawyer?
It's safe to say at this point of the interrogation, Watson was most likely instructed by his lawyer not to indulge further into his alibi, as it can slowly be dissected and used against him in a later time.
You don't need to tell me what that person told you. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Okay, and you understood what they told you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Watson doesn't know they found blood on his car, nor the extent of the evidence that will soon be revealed. For the next 2 hours, the investigator will empathize with Watson, talking about books, interests, upbringings, and everything in between.
Things like that. What's your passion? What do you like? So, no TV, no internet, no telephone. That's obviously by choice.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it this way as well. I have 3 daughters, right? When I was growing up in my generation, there were no cell phones. Do you ever go to Costco in town here? This just took way too long. Way too long.
It's taken too long?
This has taken way too long.
Oh.
Way too long. I mean, really, she goes missing on the 12th, and there's all kinds of stuff that's happened there in the meantime. So, nobody even came to you and got a formal statement from you in the meantime. I mean, you were with her for years. Like, that shouldn't happen.
This is an interesting statement. The investigator just shared anger for the flaws in this ongoing investigation. An innocent subject would most likely input their opinion, ignoring the consequence that would later follow. Watson doesn't even reply.
You asked me first of all, how do we know she's even missing and when she went missing? That's what you asked me, right? Is that what you asked me earlier? Does that make sense?
No, I just said to you, I didn't know she at the time, I didn't know she was missing.
No, but I mean, I'm telling you now, from a police perspective, as we move forward, we know she's missing. I've told you why, in that there's been no activity on her bank account. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't phoned anybody. She hasn't reached out to contact anybody. Her car has not moved. It was like in her driveway. She was there. Family hasn't heard from her. She hasn't made withdrawals on her bank. She hasn't shown up for work.
Mm-hmm.
That's like somebody just dropped off the face of the earth. And we all know people don't do that. We are creatures of habit. We have our routines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you say to me, how do we know some of these things, and how can I draw the conclusion that I believe, something bad has happened to her, I want you to look at that picture, okay? Now, first of all, I'll start with this one. Where is that?
That's her driveway.
Exactly. Okay. And whose car is that?
That's her car.
Right.
That's a new one.
One of the things I want you to notice there, and I'm just telling you things that I know from my observations now as we're investigating this, right? See that right there?
Yeah.
That's blood.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll start there, okay? But this is her house, this is her entrance, right? It looks familiar to you, right? Because you've been there before.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the back of her car.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
see this little piece here?
Yeah.
That would be along here, or down
No,
the side.
down here.
Right. See that?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
that?
That's blood.
That's blood, okay?
I'm
and-
assuming.
Yeah, so am I, right?
Yeah.
But from my standpoint, between that at the front of the car and this at the back of the car, that's what I would refer to as a significant amount of blood.
Foul play.
Yeah, foul play.
Indicating foul play.
Absolutely, right? See this picture here? Right?
This,
Where is that in relation to
This
this?
picture here is there.
Exactly. Okay. See her keys? See an earring.
I'll take your word for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
They
And
took my glasses away from me.
okay, well, right here is her car key, her house key, and right here is an earring.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a sign of a struggle. You can see how everything's kind of tossed up, and there's the edging of the blood right there, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's another picture which is along the edge here.
Yeah.
That's her glasses, laying on the ground. It indicates a sign of a struggle.
Oh yeah.
Tells us that there was a struggle there.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I know that this day is the day she went missing? The 12th of November, which is a Wednesday, she was working. And she was working at Walmart.
Yeah.
So we've already verified that she worked her shift that day,
Mm-hmm.
and we verified what time she ended her shift and went home. So we know that she was alive all day. People spoke to her, people saw her,
Mhm.
people interacted with her, and people watched her leave work. Okay? So we know she left, and we presume, because her car's in the driveway, she eventually went home.
Yeah.
On the next day, the 13th, she didn't show up for work, number one, which is unusual for her, right? She didn't go to work on the 13th. So that caused people some concerns. Family members didn't hear from her. Nobody could locate her. And this is what people found when they went to her house.
Mm-hmm.
Right over here is a big school, just down the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just down from the school, before you get back to the intersection, is a variety store, a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
What do all of those things have in today's day and age? Cameras.
Yeah.
They all have cameras. When we put the request in, what happens now is they punch those coordinates into the database, access the satellite that was over the Earth at that point in time, and download the images.
Whether this is true or not, this is a common technique used by detectives worldwide. Police may often exaggerate the authenticity of the evidence in an attempt to get the suspect to divulge more or adjust their alibi to fit the evidence.
I have officers at every one of these locations, as you and I speak, accessing and downloading all the data
Mm-hmm.
for the 12th of November into the 13th of November, because she lives right on that corner.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're accessing all those cameras. We're accessing everything. Is there any reason you can think of why I'm going to see you or your vehicle in that area? And I just wanted to ask you that now, because maybe there's some logical reason that you were there or in that area that I'm not aware of, that we should talk about and clear up now, so that I don't have to come back and do it later. You can
No,
think
I've got
of.
nothing to say. That lawyer's going to be mad at me
No, but I'm just wondering,
for talking to you.
is there any reason you can think of why we would even see you there?
I don't know what to answer any questions at all.
Okay. The other thing that we're working on, because you asked about your car, okay? You have a Subaru. What
Yeah.
year is your car?
2010,
2010.
I bought it brand new.
Yeah.
Paid cash for it.
Yeah. No, it's a nice car.
It's best to say Watson is unaware that choosing which questions to answer is incriminating in itself. By not answering why he would be seen in the area of the time versus what type of car does he drive, his best defense would be not to say a single word.
Were you aware that cars also have their version of a black box installed in the computer modules?
That was not mentioned in the search warrant.
I know that. I know that. I'm
So that might be considered to be fruit of the poison tree.
It's possible, but I still have to look at it because it's a murder.
No matter.
When we download that data,
No, I got no answers for you at all.
okay, but that's why I have to ask the questions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You recognize that?
Yeah, that's my car.
That's your car. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you agree that's your car?
Mm-hmm.
That's your carport?
Yep.
Okay. So this is this blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Yeah,
What is that?
I don't know.
It's blood. So what I've done is, that's blood, and that's blood
Uh-huh.
on your car.
Mm-hmm.
Whose blood do you think that is?
No idea. Think of.
Is there any reason you could think of why that would be
I don't know.
her blood?
I
Lisa's
don't-
blood.
I have no idea.
It's her blood.
Oh, it's her blood.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
That's the report from the Center of Forensic Sciences that you may have a look at and read, which is not my opinion. It is their opinion that they have done the scientific tests and they have verified the fact that it's her blood on your car. Okay, we know she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're responsible. But there's still some, the big question is the why. There's blood at your house,
Blood in my house.
right?
Well, there'll be blood all over my house.
Right,
Because I'm always bleeding.
right.
But it'll be my blood.
Okay,
It sure as hell is not Lisa's blood in my house.
but it's on your car.
Well, I don't know about that.
At the time, Detective Ryan Donaldson discovered a bucket with a shovel inside. A liquid sample was then taken and sent to the Center of Forensic Science. The test came back as hydrogen peroxide, and if there was any traces of blood, most likely would have been altered and insufficient to use as evidence. Donald later testified in court, finding blood inside the bucket.
And you know that.
I cannot answer any more questions at all.
But you can. You absolutely can, because you can make up your own
I have
mind.
not, the lawyer told me not even to speak to you, but being the kind of guy I am, I don't mind speaking to you.
You've been a gentleman.
So
This evidence supports the
There's
allegations.
no point in us talking any more about this. I don't know why you would even bother talking to me.
Because I would like her body back. That's why. You know that. That's logical.
Anyway, it's nice talking to you. And no doubt you'll be wanting to talk to me again.
We're not done right now.
Oh, we're not done now then.
No.
Well, I just told you I don't want to answer any more questions, that's all.
That's fine. You can listen. I'm allowed to talk. Maybe you came home and found her in the driveway because somebody else knocked her out and you panicked and you thought, I need to get rid of the remains. Whatever spin you want to put on it, let's go get her.
Maybe it was a home invasion.
Maybe.
Okay. Good for you. You've got it all wrapped up. Why do you keep going on?
Because I would like to bring Lee's
Well,
back
bring
to her
her
family.
back or whatever. Do whatever you like. Just don't involve me. The lawyer told me not to even talk to you. I should have been talking to you all this time.
You're responsible
I'm
for
finished
this.
talking to you. Can you not understand that? I don't want to talk to you anymore.
What defines the personification of evil? Watson came to a realization that Lise did not want him anymore, as she was seeing another man by the name of Ben Kalman. Watson stalked and stalked his prey, until brutally killing Lise Fredette right in front of her own home. Lisa's body was never recovered, and Watson was sentenced to life in prison for murdering Lisa Fredette. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, drop a like and consider subscribing.